Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast. I am Benjamin Lee. I hope and pray that all is well with you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving was pretty epic. I was able to spend time with friends and family. It certainly was a blessing to be able to relax that Thursday and Friday. We had plenty of food to eat and probably way too much food to eat. But Thanksgiving has passed, so we need to keep moving forward. I want you to imagine something for a moment. I want you to imagine if you had all the time in the world. You don't have to imagine this. Many people say, if I just had more time, I would work out. If I just had more time, I would write that book. If I just had more time, I would begin journaling. Or if I had more time, I'd really dive into the Word of God even more. You don't have to imagine if you had more time. We actually have plenty of time. It's possible for us to have plenty of time to get the things that really need to get done. So we're going to be talking about today living 2 days in one. I came up with this idea, living 2 days in one, I guess a couple of years ago, and I want to share some things with you. It was back in 2016 that I think I really began living 2 days in one. What I mean by that, I was able to arrange my day, I was able to arrange my schedule, where I felt like I was living 2 days in one because I was getting so much stuff done. So let me just kind of walk you through what took place during that time. Back in 2016, I went through, I guess you could say, a number of transformations, a number of changes, so to speak. I had been on Facebook, and yes, I am, I am Facebook-ish. I'm often on Facebook, and then I'm off Facebook. During 2016, I decided to get off Facebook after reading a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport, C-A-L Newport, Cal Newport. A great book. I would certainly recommend you picking it up. It's called Deep Work. So I'd gotten off of Facebook. I believe we had canceled our cable as well. So I wasn't watching as much television. I knew I needed to make some changes. And this idea of living 2 days in one actually began by accident. A buddy of mine named Luke, he wanted to start working out in the morning. And typically I would wake up not too late, but I wasn't the type of person to wake up at 4 or 5 or get to the gym by that time. But due to his work schedule, he needed to get to the gym around 5 or 5:15, which forced me to start waking up around 4 o'clock. Needless to say, that was really hard waking up that early. It took me probably about 3 weeks just to even feel a little bit comfortable. I was pretty tired at the gym, but we would get together around 5 or 5:15 at the gym. He had to be on the road at a certain time, and so we only had a certain amount of time to get our workouts done. There were some occasions where I did oversleep, and I felt bad about that, but for the most part, I began waking up. Well, this time working out together, I can't remember how long it lasted, but eventually we didn't keep doing that. We didn't keep meeting up at the gym. But I decided I was just going to continue to keep waking up early. During this time, I'd read a book called Power Sleep. It's called Power Sleep by Dr. James B. Maas, M-A-A-S. It's a great book. I would recommend you checking it out as well if you're interested in learning some more about sleep, the benefits of sleep, and different tips and things like that. So I read this book called Power Sleep, and that gave me some more insight on the benefit of sleep and tips to sleep better. During this time, I also took out the television in our bedroom. That was a big distraction, which would often cause me to stay up late. So I began forcing myself to go to bed probably between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And I began forcing myself to wake up at 4 a.m. So really, beginning back in 2016, for about 2 years, I was consistently waking up between 4 and 4:30. And I did take some time off from doing this, and I have noticed a change with respect to my routine and efficiency and getting things done. So I've decided to go back to this as well. I took a little bit of time, and moving last year in 2018 changed a lot of different things. So sometimes life can kind of get in the way with this as well. But if you're willing to really dedicate and really focus upon working on waking up early in the morning, it really is possible living 2 days in one, but you're really going to have to be intentional about it. Now, I know some people may think this is a little bit crazy, but I want you just to consider a couple of passages in the Bible. I love what Jesus did. He would often wake up early in the morning. In Mark 1 and verse 35, it says, "In the early morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went away to a secluded place and was praying there. I don't know how early it was, but it was still dark. He got up, he had to leave the house, and prayer was so important to him that he made this something that he did apparently on a regular basis. In John 8 and verse number 2, the Bible says, "But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people were coming to him. And he sat down and began to teach them." I love this for a couple of reasons. One, Jesus was waking up early in the morning. He went into the temple, and people were coming to him, and he sat down and began to teach them. So I just love this idea that Jesus would often wake up early in the morning. We find a great example to follow. Again, I don't know what time he was waking up. Was it 4 o'clock? I got no idea. But I do want you to just think about this idea of waking up early. You know, many times people want a lot of things. It's great to go after having this I can do mentality, but there will be some sacrifices that are going to be involved if you are going to actually accomplish and get the things done that you really want to get done. And so I have some notes here that I want to share with you, some thoughts that I have here that I think will help you along the way. And just from my experience, some of the great benefits waking up early, and typically my second day, if you want to call it that, was from about 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So within that 4-hour time frame, I was able to pray more. I've been writing my prayers out. I still do that, and that takes a decent amount of time. I was able to study the Bible more, which I didn't feel like I was rushed as much. I study a lot anyway, going to the building on a daily basis and preparing for Bible classes and sermons and things like that. But personal study and just different things I wanted to study, I had some more time in the morning. Not only that, but I was able just to read more books. I was able to really get more reading done. I like to buy books. I will buy books. I'll put them in my Amazon cart. If I find a book recommendation, I'll try to pick it up. And so sometimes I will accumulate numerous books. And so this gave me more time to just read. It also helped me to become more consistent with my workouts. One of the first things to go, particularly when you think about the holiday season or when family responsibilities come and things like that need to be done, are the workouts that we should be getting in. Those workouts are going to help us out with our family and give us the energy and the strength that we need. So it can be really easy to kind of just push the workouts or say, well, I'll just make it up tomorrow. So waking up early in the morning allowed me to ensure that I got my workouts in on a consistent basis. The biggest thing, or maybe one of the bigger things as well, was creativity. Those early morning hours, I just felt more creative. When I began writing my blog, it was in the early morning hours. When I began writing different books, I have created a number of coloring books and different motivational books. Much of that work was being done during that time as well. So there's a lot of great benefits that I have personally been able to get out of this. And I want to share with you just a couple of things you might be able to do if you're curious or if you're looking to have more time or to start that project or to complete a project, whatever the case may be. So how do we do all of this? Well, first, we need to remove some things. We're going to have to remove the things that really take away time in our lives. Time suckers, if you want to describe them like that. Most of that's going to be social media. You know, many people are waking up, going to bed every night with their with their phone, and waking up, and the first thing they do is turn to their phone. Maybe it's to check email, maybe it's to check Facebook or Instagram. Maybe for some it's going to the television and turning on the news. I would suggest that you remove those things as you begin to strive to live this 2 days in one. Delay turning your phone on. Maybe first thing in the morning you put your phone on airplane mode and you create a challenge where you don't turn it on for 1 hour. You can check it periodically, but if you can go a good amount of time first thing in the morning, whether it's 4 to 8 o'clock my time, or that's what I was trying to do, but maybe you can go for an hour or 2 hours. That's going to give you more time to really get the necessary things done. This is also going to be the case the night before. You're going to have to go to bed earlier, which means that I would that you're going to have to remove some of the electronics as well. That's a big suggestion. I know lots of people talk about that as well, where you just have to train your body to say, okay, it's time for me to go to bed. And so those are going to be one of the biggest things. You're going to have to remove some of these time traps or time suckers that get in the way, that just take so much or rob so much of our time. The second thing that you're going to have to remove are excuses. I know it's hard waking up early in the morning. I've been doing it for a while now. I know plenty of other people have done it far longer than I have. But, if you really want something, if you really want to write that book or work out, it is going to require some type of sacrifice. It's not just going to happen on its own. It took me, as I mentioned, probably about 3 weeks to really get comfortable waking up early. So Jocko Willink, Navy SEAL, who I really like listening to. He has a great podcast. He has some great books as well. He says, I believe the best way to wake up early is to wake up early. And I think he sums it up pretty well right there. So you're going to have to remove the excuses. Again, we're trying to have this I can do mentality. And so that's the kind of mindset that we have to have. Now, after we remove these things, then we need to add some things. So my first suggestion is that you add a game plan the evening before. Write out what you're going to do with that extra time so that you can actually follow through with that. Lay out your workout clothes the night before and know what you're going to do at the gym. Take a bath the night before. Start adding that to your routine as a way to kind of wind down in the evening time. And I know we all have busy schedules. We have children and work and things like that. Maybe you can't take a bath each night, but maybe try it out once a week or twice a week to see how it goes. You're going to have to add some extra communication with your family as well. You're going to have to talk to your family about what you're looking to do and why you're looking to do this, and the fact that they are going to have to help you out as well. One of the great benefits, for me at least, was after I got done with work, I just had more time going home. I just felt a lot more relaxed, and I didn't feel pressured to try to divide my time up between family and other things that I was looking to get done, because I was waking up just a few hours earlier, that which allowed me, while everybody else was still asleep, to get some of these things done. Something else you're going to need to add, have your books, your journal by your bedside, have them ready each day. Make sure you just have all of that set out. That's going to make your transition or this new part of your life go a lot easier as well. And then I would add some type of alarm to be sure that you wake up. What's interesting, after you start doing this for a long period of time, your body just naturally says, okay, it's time for me to wake up. But initially, I did need to have some type of alarm to say, okay, it's time for you to get up. It's time for you to get the day started. And when the alarm goes off, don't hit the snooze button. Just get up. It may be challenging. Get up. If you really want to wake up, get some caffeine, take a cold shower, but get dressed maybe as quickly as possible. But avoid really trying to hit that snooze button, and that will save you a lot of time as well. So it is possible to get the things done that we need to get done on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis. It will require that we remove some things that are potentially getting in our way, and that's okay. And it's going to require that we add some things as well. We're going to have to follow through with the things that we want to accomplish, having that game plan, having our clothes set out, having everything ready so you can just go right to it. But living 2 days in one has been a big game changer for me, and I believe it will be a big game changer for you. So I'd love for you to give this a shot. If you're looking for a little bit extra or another way to accomplish some more things, this is something very simple that you can do. Start waking up a little bit earlier every day. Set aside that time. Put it in your calendar. Put your phone on airplane mode. You're not going to miss anything on social media. It will still be there when it's time for you to get in or to get on and to log in and all that kind of good stuff, okay? But really think about what you want to go after. Then go after it and start living 2 days in one. I hope this helps. Remember, I can do, and so can you. Thank you for listening. Be sure to share this with others. Be sure to leave me a 5-star recommendation on iTunes. I love your support, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to be a part of this I Can Do podcast. Take care, and God bless.